Hello and welcome back again. Here I am on, well, I'm not on day 5 anymore. I took a day off that Antilles, or Antilles, I don't know how you pronounce it, Antilles fire. That sucker kicked my butt. Oh yeah. So I highly recommend that to anybody who wants to eat a hot pepper. Do it. Do it. Okay, so a few number of videos back, I ate a butch tea, a Trinidad scorpion butch tea pepper, and I had technical difficulties and it cut out right in the middle. I wish I could say that I'm here to uh, redo my butch tea review. Unfortunately, I don't have any butch teas, but what I do have is a Trinidad scorpion from my own garden, and I've been trying to grow these. I'm a first-year grower, so they're doing okay. I've had a few good pods here and there, so I don't know if it's the seeds or user error. I'll go with user error probably. So here is one of my pods. It's not the best. I had a perfect one like I don't know, about a week ago or so, but I had already had some pods coming, and so I decided to go ahead and just to seed that guy. And a perfect pod with the Trinidad scorpions, you can only see it kind of with this one a little bit. You see a little bit of a tail here. With the Trinidad scorpions, they get tucked in, they get pushed up more, and kind of mushrooms out a little bit more on the top. Beautiful looking. So even though this is not the Butch Tea strain or a Moruga for all that, uh, for all we care, this is still a darn hot pepper. This ranges anywhere from 800,000 to a million Scoville, maybe a little more. It all varies, so depending on where you look at on the internet. So one way or another, this ought to be entertaining for you, right? So, okay, so I'll go ahead and open this up, and then we can take a look at it. By the way, I think I've only done a handful, boy, not even a handful of my own homegrown. Devil's Tongue, you'll see that in the video reviews, Zimbabwe, Goat's Weed. As far as super hots are concerned, I did an attempt at it's the unofficial review of my Bhut Jolokia. I don't know if they're all bad, but just that one that I tried didn't really turn out to be a dud, basically. So as far as super hot's concerned, this is really my second test of my own super hots, and I don't even have any more. Yeah, that's it for the super hots. I'm not growing any others because I just didn't have the seeds and stuff. So anyhow, the procrastinating, that's later. That's later. All right. Well, that looks pretty nice. So here we go. There you go. That looks pretty good to me. Looks nice and healthy inside. No black seeds. Yeah, everything's looking pretty darn good in there. And as I usually point out, you can see there's a fragment of a vein of death in there. Yeah, the other side had a little bit more. It was of a vein of death. It was a little thin one. So all right. At this point in the video, I cut out and I de-seed, and then I magically come back in like a fraction of a second. So stay right there, and I will be right back. And I'm back. Physically, but not mentally. What's new? Okay, so de-seeded. Bam. Yes, mauled. Mauled. Once again, it might look like there's stuff cut out of there, but it's not. It's all good. And the other side, it's all there. So, normally this is where I insert my procrastinating segment, but unfortunate for me, I decided to put that in a little sooner. So I guess I just got to go ahead and eat this sucker right now. Okay, so really crunchy. Maybe a hair on the green side, just a hair. Had some real nice sweet flavor to it, and it lasted quite a bit longer than 7 pots that I've been doing lately. The heat's already starting to kick in, more in the front of my mouth than towards the back. Right now it's just a warming feeling. There's no like real pain to it or anything like that. Ooh, hiccups, huh? I haven't had those in a few. That'll make this fun. The heat's building more and moving towards the back of my throat more. It's a slow build. Oh yeah. This is going to move towards the back and stay there, I have a feeling. Kind of like that hot poker feeling. Or hot coal. It's ramping up. Oh man. Oh yeah. Now we're starting to get to some pain. Heat has moved towards the back. Starting to stay there. Oh. Pardon me. A little bit of nose going already. On the tongue too. Picking up even more. The heat is getting right back in the glands. Starting to hang on there. Oh. Actually on the back of the tongue too. When I breathe in and out, I really feel it across the tongue there. A few bits hanging around. Hanging around for some heat. It went out of focus. Sorry. There we go. Oh. We're still building. Back up the throat. May already be getting closer to a peak. As you can see, the eyes are turning as red as the scorpion was. Definitely not the hottest pepper I've done. I wouldn't say close to it either. But definitely some good heat. Like I've said before, when these, the ones where the heat get to the back of the throat, I think tend to feel a little more painful or hot. Oh. Already getting some warmth down in my stomach. Ooh. Good heat. Well, if that was on the little bit of a green side, meaning that it wasn't fully ripe, then in theory that could have had potentially a lot more heat than it had. Like I said before, this one can be anywhere from 800 to 1,000,000 Scoville, approximately. I'd have to guess closer to 1,000,000 on this one. Once again, not exact science, but just basing it on my body's reaction as opposed to previous ones, I would say this had to be up in the main range. I think I'm plateauing out at the peak, if not just coming over the edge. It seems like every time I end up swallowing a little bit here and there, some extra heat comes with it. Tell you the truth, I think there was a little bit more heat than I was expecting. However, we know how that goes for me. Oh yeah, actually a little bit of endorphins kicked in on that. Just a slight bit of tingling right here. Very, very light on my pinky fingertips. Nothing heavy. Oh yeah. But good heat. Darn good heat. Oh wow. Enough to get me breathing. Because I wasn't breathing at all. I had to hold my breath between peppers. Whew. Well then, a little extra kick from some endorphins. So a little bit more tingly. Just kicking in a little bit more. Ooh. So, those who aren't too familiar, there happens to be a number of strains in the Trinidad scorpion family. Tends to be the ones that I'm aware of. I'm sure there are plenty more. There's a Trinidad scorpion original strain, OG, which is what I just did. There's the Trinidad scorpion Butch T, which used to be the hottest in the world. Then there used to be, or there is, excuse me, the Trinidad scorpion Moruga, which is the hottest right now, about 1.8. million. The Butch T was at 1.4. And there's a yellow Cardi. I don't know much about that. And there's an orange and a standard yellow. And I don't know what the Scovilles on those are, but I'm sure that the yellows and the oranges are pretty darn good flavors. However, this was pretty good flavor too. Nice and crunchy. The walls on this pepper are, I wouldn't say thin, but thick. Medium to thick. Seed count maybe about 25. And yeah, a nice little kick before bedtime. Ooh. Endorphins are still there a little bit, but still, I mean, they're tapering off along with the heat. So I think I've already made this one too long. Go figure, most of my reviews I think are too long, but I'll be cutting out the de-seeding process, so that'll trim this down. So once again, any feedback is totally welcome. Any kind of preferences, suggestions, recommendations, critiques, criticisms, any of that, put it right down in the comments, please. And I will flesh this review out a little bit more in the text below. And once again, I'm done. Yeah, I got that backwards, huh? I think it's night-night time. That's done. I'm done. Have a good night, and thank you again for watching.